All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome. How's everybody doing? Come on, come on. I know we're the only ones standing in between you and happy hour, the free wine and the beer. So we'll keep it moving, get that energy going. Thanks for being here on the last stop here during the Salesforce1 World Tour in Chicago. My name is Bobby Yamazaga. I'm with the product marketing organization on the Service Cloud team at Salesforce. And before I begin, I kind of wanted to start with a little story. So about 18 years ago, I worked for a company in Anaheim, California called Disneyland. And when I started the job there, we had a week of training scheduled. And I thought, why the heck do I need a week of training to learn how to sell soft frozen lemonade and glow sticks? And what I realized after the fact, that I wasn't really learning how to sell, Mickey Mouse ice cream sandwiches. What I was learning was how to deliver an amazing customer experience. And that's why we're here today. Because today, in the Internet of Customers, the world is changed. The world is more social and mobile than ever. And you need a platform to deliver those amazing experiences. You need a platform to make service effortless for your customers. And you need a platform to really transform service from a cost center to an opportunity center. So that's what we're going to talk about today. But first, we have our safe harbor statement. We're a publicly traded company, so we have to show you this. We may make forward-looking statements. You may see forward-looking demonstrations, but please make purchasing decisions on currently available technology, and you can read more on the web. And the way that I actually really like to start these is by thanking each and every one of you, every one of our customers and our partners that inspire us every day, that share your ideas with us, that help us innovate. And it's because of you and because of this innovation that Gartner has recognized us as the world's #1 customer service app 3 years running. So give yourselves a big hand. Thank you. And these are the features that we deliver 3 times a year that drive real business value. And some of these features we call true to the core because these are features that our customers use day to day to get their job done to deliver transformational service to their customers. Features like drag and drop email attachments and inline email images. But when I say that these features drive real business value, I really mean it, because every year we do a survey of about 5,500 of our customers done by a third party, and we ask, what kind of tangible results are you seeing by using the Service Cloud? And so this is just a snapshot of a few of the results that they're seeing. And these are statistics that are important to our service organizations, like an increase of 34% customer retention, increase of 40% agent productivity, and of course, the holy grail of customer service stats, increased customer satisfaction. On average, our customers are seeing an increase of 37% customer satisfaction. And why is this so important? Well, the data show us that satisfied customers are more loyal and they spend more. This is an Amex study that showed that 3 out of every 4 customers have actually spent more money due to positive customer service interactions. And this is important because it's in every one of these interactions that we have an opportunity to win or lose the trust of our customers. But how do you do it? How do you do it in this new Internet of Customers? The world has changed. The world has gone social and mobile and connected. Quick question for you. How many years do you think it took television to get to 50 million users? Just yell out some answers. How many years? 30? 7? 10? 70? It took 38 years for television to get to 50 million users. Radio took 13 years to get to 50 million users. The internet, 4 years to get to 50 million users. Facebook, the world's most social website, 3.5 years. But there's an app, a social gaming app called Draw Something. It's like Pictionary for your phone. You can play with your friends. It took them 7 weeks to get to 50 million users. The speed at which this transformation is happening is unprecedented. And we're not just social, we're mobile. Our mobile phones are becoming the dashboards of our lives. What did you do last night before you went to bed? Probably checked your email on your phone. Did you set your alarm on your actual physical alarm clock, or did you set the alarm on your phone? This morning, before you even got out of bed, what did you do? Probably check your email. I went to Dunkin' Donuts to get my coffee. I'm glad to be back in Chicago. Used to live here. I didn't pay with credit card. I paid with my mobile app. We're social, we're mobile, and we're connected. You saw this morning Lynn talk about her Fitbit device, tracks how many steps she's taking. You've got connected thermostats you can control from your phone. I can control my DVR and record programs. Connected scales. GE has connected jet engines that stream information in real time to their service technicians. They can identify problems before they even happen. We're more social and mobile and connected than ever. So how do you do that? How do you deliver service in this connected world? Well, you need a platform. And that's why we're so excited to announce our Salesforce1 customer platform. Because now you can drive that transformation across not just service, but sales, marketing, by connecting all your apps, connecting all your devices, connecting all your customer data. But more importantly, now we have a service platform built for the Internet of Customers. And if there's 3 things that you take away from today, from this session, these are the 3 things. Number 1, you've got to transform your support. Number 2, you've got to embed service everywhere. And number 3, you've got to scale your support instantly. So let's jump right into it. And in order to transform the way that you engage with your customers, you've got to transform the way you think about customer service. You've got to transform your support. And of course, your agents are on the front lines. They're interacting with your customers day to day. But you've got this amazing, powerful force sitting behind them that they can't connect to, they can't access. And that powerful, amazing force is the knowledge that lies in the minds of every single one of your employees across your entire organization. How do they access that? How do they get that information right at their fingertips to deliver answers to your customers? The problem is the solutions that are out there were built for the world as it was 15 to 20 years ago. But now you have a platform. And that's why we were so excited today. We talked about and we showed you the Salesforce1 mobile app for service. Now you can access the collective intelligence of your entire company. You know, service managers are on the go. They're not always at their desks. They need insight and visibility into their business wherever they are, and they need to be able to make decisions quickly. They can do that with the mobile app for service. All of your employees have information, and now they can collaborate to solve cases faster. They can give their knowledge to the agents. And by the way, your employees also benefit because think about if you're a salesperson and you're in the middle of a deal, trying to close a deal, you can pop in at the touch of a button to see what that service history was with that customer, helping make your decisions more data-driven and more informed. And of course, your agents benefit from Salesforce1 mobile app for service because now insights and these experts are surfaced to them proactively, automatically, and they can deliver that right answer the first time, every time to your customers. But service is not just a team sport in terms of your entire company. Your customers are also on the same team. You know, when was the last time you had think about the last time you had a product or something you bought and you had a problem with it? How many people have ever Googled for the answer or YouTubed for the answer? Right, you don't always want to get on the phone and wait on hold. You want to find your answer quickly. So that's why we're so excited to introduce our mobile self-service, because you've got to empower your customers to help themselves anytime, anywhere, on any device. Now you can give them mobile access to things like knowledge. You can give them mobile access to things like communities to jump in and find the answer, because sometimes the best answer lives in the mind of your customers. So we want to show you a little bit of how some of our customers are using this technology. And so I have a quick video that I want to show you of Inspirato. And I'll let them speak for themselves, but Inspirato is really transforming the way to deliver service. So let's roll that video.
What we're doing is completely revolutionary. It's unlike anything that really anybody's done in travel, really forever.
The history of Inspirato is really quite simple, and I realized that our customer really demanded more than what was available in the market.
When you become a member of Inspirato, we assign a personal vacation advisor that will be with you for the entire life of your membership.
We know absolutely everything about our member. Prior to implementing the Service Cloud, it was all about brawn versus brains.
We would gather information, put it in spreadsheets and Word documents and Outlook contact cards, and it was very, very difficult to share that information.
Salesforce is used in every nook and cranny of our business. Salesforce really provides whole company support for Inspirato.
From HR to marketing to sales to service, the entire company leverages the platform to really get their jobs done on a daily basis.
Inspirato's signature service means we embed our service everywhere.
So now, as a result of being able to gather the information about our members and have it literally on demand, when members show up to our homes, we know everything about the way that they want that trip to be, very, very specifically. They know if you like to play golf or tennis. They know what time of day you want to play golf or tennis. They know what type of restaurants you like to go to.
So we started using Salesforce for our sales organization. We now needed to be able to service these customers so much better. We've started to use the Service Cloud, and that's really been a game changer for us. Today, service means so much more than it did before, and really understanding the 360-degree view of what your customers, in our case members, are looking for.
They really expect you to know everything about them, their family, their guests, and how they like to travel. We're using Service Cloud to really help us engage with a member on a level that I think nobody else has ever done before.
Not only is the Service Cloud investment driving increased renewal and better customer satisfaction, but it's also really driving revenue, very tangible results. One of the things that we're concepting right now is how we can actually provide live help to our members in residence. So imagine that they're able to, on their iPad, they click a button and immediately they're connected with an Inspirato representative.
So in the future, we see communities as being a really important part of how we drive member engagement. So the virtuous circle that's created between the member, the destination concierge, and the personal vacation advisor is really what drives our vision for the future.
We believe that we can become the most valuable luxury hospitality company in the world. The Salesforce1 platform, Service Cloud are extremely important, and Salesforce is an incredible partner to us. So really, you're just seeing the first part of the first chapter of the story of what Inspirato will become.
How about a hand for Inspirato, transforming the way they engage with their customers, and I'm excited about Chapter 2 and Chapter 3 and being a part of that journey. So now to show you some of these features come to life, I have Bridget Donner, our product marketing guru. Please welcome her. She's going to give us a demo of some of these amazing features. Please welcome Bridget.
What an incredible video. Inspirato is not only transforming the vacation industry, but they're also transforming the way customer support gets done. Their story is one of growth, innovation, and personalized customer service. So let me show you a story of how companies like Inspirato are envisioning the future of mobile customer service. We're going to start this demo in the role of Amy. Amy is an Inspirato member, and she's just booked a vacation for her family to go to Hawaii to celebrate her husband's 40th birthday. Now, as Amy's packing for her trip, she realizes they'll be on a remote part of the island, and she wants to know if she'll have Wi-Fi access, something we all check before we go on a trip, right? So where does she turn? She grabs her iPad. And because companies like Inspirato are using the Service Cloud, they can embed help right into their products and their apps. So Amy taps on that help button, and she's taken to Inspirato's rich, dynamic knowledge base. Here she can search for her question about Wi-Fi. And when she does, you'll notice that the list of articles displayed changes. It updates to show you all the articles that are related to this particular topic. That first one looks promising, so Amy drills in. She can read about her question about Wi-Fi, and it turns out that yes, in fact, all Inspirato properties are well equipped with Wi-Fi, so she'll be good to go. She can continue packing for her vacation. But before she does, Amy wants to do one more thing. She wants to book a special dinner reservation for her husband's birthday because this is the big 4-0. She wants to make this really awesome for him. So she goes to her trips overview page. Here on the left-hand side of her screen, she has all the information about her upcoming trip, the exact location of the property, her check-in dates. And you'll notice over on the right-hand side of Amy's screen, she has a private community where she can collaborate and have a discussion with her Inspirato personal vacation advisor, Chris, and the on-site concierge in Hawaii, Kyle. You can see they've already had some discussion about her upcoming trip, but now she's going to ask them a question. I'm looking for a restaurant recommendation for a special birthday dinner. Can you help me out? And she posts that to that private community. Well, what does Kyle, our on-site concierge in Hawaii, see? He's on the go. He's moving between the different properties in Hawaii. So he uses the Salesforce1 app on his mobile phone. And when he gets that notification about Amy's post, he can go and scroll through the feed and review the entire history of his discussion with Amy. He can also see all the details about her upcoming trip. Now, Kyle knows just the place to send Amy for a special dinner. The Ulu Grill is the top restaurant on the island and one of Kyle's favorites. So he's going to make that recommendation to Amy. And he's also going to upload a menu for her to take a look at. Using Salesforce1, Kyle can access all of his files. And using that publisher that Fergus showed us this morning, he can upload the menu and share it with Amy before she leaves for her trip. But he doesn't stop there. Because Inspirato is dedicated to delivering personalized, proactive service, Kyle wants to go ahead and make that dinner reservation for Amy as well. And he can do that right from his phone. You'll notice in the middle of his screen a new custom action, dinner reservations. Like Fergus talked about this morning, you can customize these actions for whatever your business needs are. Think for a moment about what you would do to enable your employees to provide better support to your customers. What types of actions do they need to take? Well, in this case, Kyle's a concierge, so he gets a lot of requests for dinner reservations. So with just a few clicks, he can go ahead and make that dinner reservation for Amy right from his phone. That is the power of the Salesforce1 platform in action. Empowering all of your customers, your employees, to provide whole company support, and empowering your customers to help themselves. Thanks so much, and back to you, Bobby.
Thanks, Bridget. Great job. Well, now we have a local customer here to talk about a little bit how they're transforming customer support, how they're using Service Cloud. So please give a hand for Michelle Mantell from George Street Photo and Video. Welcome.
Thank you.
So Michelle, tell us a little bit about yourself and your company. What do you guys do?
George Street Photo and Video, we are a nationwide wedding photography and videography company. We focus on the photojournalistic style, and we employ a very talented team of experts who is very excited and proud to be a part of a couple's wedding day.
Great. So how are you using Salesforce and Service Cloud to engage with your customers? How are your employees using it? Tell us a little bit about that.
You got it. So we started using Salesforce back in 2011, and we started with the Sales Cloud. We quickly realized how great that was functioning for our team, so we moved on to look at the Service Cloud and see how it could help us with efficiency as well. And we were looking at, we needed a solution that would help us scale our business so that even though we have a relatively small employee base with a relatively large customer base, we could still deliver that very personalized attention to our clients. We are in the wedding industry.
That's very important.
We know how important we need to make each of our brides feel. And notice I said brides because it's always brides. So we looked at Service Cloud and we realized that it not only gave us the ability to scale, but also to connect where our brides are on a social platform, in the mobile environment as well. So I think the best way to describe how we're using it is to use an example.
Okay.
So let's say one of our brides is looking to schedule her engagement portrait session. So she's going to send an email to us that says, hey, I want to get this started. What do I do? So she sends an email to weddingcoordinator@georgestreetphoto.com, and that is an email to Case. system for us. So it comes right in, and we're able to route that to the appropriate agent, be it based on market city or based on time from distance from their wedding or any kind of criteria we want to use.
You've got rules in place.
Right. We've got automation rules. And then that comes up on our agent's Service Cloud console, and she's able to see that case come up and know that it's a priority because we want to get this started for the client. It's her first point of contact with us. So it comes up on her Service Cloud console, and what's great about the console is we have quite a few different multiple objects, custom objects. So our agent is able to open up the account and see that they're based in St. Louis. And so then they're able to open up another object that looks at what kind of portrait session they've purchased with us. And then another object past that shows different locations that are available in St. Louis, such as do they want a park or an urban location or something like that. And that all opens up in one tab. So the agent finds out what kind of locations are available, picks up the phone really quick to call the client and go over all the options that they have. And as they're going over that call, we use our CTI to log that call, make sure that we know how long that call was, what kind of notes they talked about. And it turns out they want to do the session at a park because they have a new puppy. They really want this puppy involved in the photo shoot.
We have a puppy, and I know what you mean.
It's their first baby. So they decide on the location, and then our agent directs our customer to go to their portal that they can log into and pick a few dates and times that work best for them. So the client does that, and as soon as they pick those dates and times, gets automatically notified to our photographer that they have a new portrait session ready. So the photographer's excited because they love dogs too, and this is going to be great. So they're able to pick the date and time that works best, confirm it. That sends an automatic email confirmation to everyone saying we're good to go. Here's the date, time, location, and it puts it in everyone's calendar as well.
Great.
So then the agent is able to give the bride a call a day before the session just to make sure everything's good and go over all those notes from the previous conversations that we've had with our reps about what kind of props they should bring for the puppy to make sure they get some action shots and to make sure that they have a really good shoot.
That's really great. So, Michelle, do you have any kind of results or tangible statistics that you're seeing as a result of using Service Cloud?
For us, the best part of Service Cloud is that I can say, yes, we actually have results, because before we brought on Service Cloud, we had no idea how many cases we were trying to, or how many emails we were trying to solve from clients, or how often we were communicating with our clients. So, for example, right now I can tell you we get around 2,000 cases in a week, and we can expect that to double next month when busy wedding season hits. That helps us forecast out how are we going to staff appropriately to make sure that we continue this excellent level of service that we're trying to give our clients. So that's one main point. We also have seen a 25% growth rate in our customer service reps versus a 300% growth rate in our client base, which means that we're able to scale appropriately there. And finally, when we first started Service Cloud, we had a 60% 24-hour response rate. Now we're up to a 92% 24-hour response and resolution rate. So
that's awesome.
We're excited about that.
Michelle, what's next for George Street Video? What do you see coming down the pipe?
So we are lucky enough to have over 5 million amazing images come in from our photographers every year.
Imagine.
It's a task to go through them, but we love it. And we combine those into blog posts and Pinterest boards, just trying to give our clients inspiration. And we use a lot of marketing automation through Pardot. And we want to make sure that we're getting the right inspiration to the right client at the right time. So if we post a blog post about winter photo sessions in New York, we want to get that to our New York January brides that same day, so they have that same inspiration right at their fingertips. And then we're also just going to keep trying to increase that level of automation so that for the little things, so that our agents have more time to deliver that excellent level of customer service, so they can make one more phone call, send one more note, just something to let our clients know that we're in a referral-based business, not a repeat customer business. At least we hope not. So we're looking for them to be telling their friends and family how easy we made the wedding planning process and how great it was that we could be a part of their day.
So really transforming service from a cost center into finding new opportunities.
Yep.
Great. Thanks, Michelle. Please give Michelle a hand. Thanks for joining us. That was a great story. So we talked about transforming support. The second step is embedding service everywhere. And why is this important? Well, think back again to a product that you had that broke down and you have a question about it. How many people went and looked for your owner's manual and that's how you try to solve the problem? Not very many people. One person. We don't do that anymore. We don't carry our owner's manuals around with us, but we do carry our mobile phones. And in fact, last year alone, Gartner had a report showing that over 100 billion apps were downloaded globally in 2013. And by 2017, there's estimated to be 269 billion apps downloaded globally, free and paid for, just in that year alone. So that's why you saw this morning us introduce an amazing new technology, and we call it Salesforce1 Service Cloud SOS, Service SOS for short. But how many of you seen the Amazon Mayday button commercial? A few people. You can push a button and get help right on your Amazon Kindle. Well, now you can embed a help button into every app. It helps companies deliver immediate service. It helps companies deliver personalized service. And it helps companies deliver connected in context service. And we may have some of the technology to show in a few minutes, but it's not just about embedding service, because your embedding service is only good as the tools that you provide your agents. And so that's why the agent console is at the heart of Service Cloud. And we have some amazing new technologies like predictive intelligence that help agents solve cases faster and boost their productivity. Service Cloud predictive intelligence technology surfaces that information that you need to solve cases faster. It surfaces the right experts across your organization, puts them right up at the agent's fingertips, pinpoints related resources, all right in one singular view that the agent can use. And so, to show you some of this technology in action, let's bring back up Bridget Donner.
All right. Thank you, Bobby. All right. For this demo, we're going to start in the role of Chris. Now, if you recall, Chris is our personal vacation advisor back at Inspirato's headquarters. And Chris uses the Service Cloud's Agent Console to manage his cases and his workload. Here he has a single multi-channel view of all of his customers' cases. In the middle of the screen, we can see the different status of the cases that he's working, as well as the priority levels. Over on the right-hand side of the screen, we can see the different channels that these cases are coming in on. Traditional channels like phone and email, as well as social channels and posts from the community. Now, right at the top, Chris sees a case and he dives into action. And when he opens up that case, he has the entire case detail view right at his fingertips. All the information he needs to deliver better service to his customers. Over on the left-hand side of the screen, we can see all the details about his customer, John. We can see where John has stayed previously with Inspirato, what activities John and his family like to do when they're on vacation. Right in the middle of the screen, this is where Chris does his work. These are all the different actions that he can take to respond back out to his customer. Just below that, in the case feed, we can see the entire history of the case, starting with the fact that John contacted Inspirato over email. Emailed a case, as Michelle just talked about. And it looks like John is asking Inspirato if they have any residences in Tuscany, because he's looking to plan a family vacation to Italy this summer. Well, you'll notice over on the right-hand side of the screen as well, the Service Cloud's new predictive intelligence features are offering up information about Inspirato's Tuscany residences, so that Chris has all this information at his fingertips. He doesn't need to go searching for it. He doesn't need to ask somebody. He has the information served up to him right there to make him more productive. So he looks at this, he thinks, simple one and done case, I have the answer. I'm going to respond back out to my customer over email, the same channel in which my customer contacted us. So Chris can use the Service Cloud's quick text feature. Quick text is similar to a macro in that you can create pre-built responses so that your agents can respond very quickly and you ensure accuracy and consistency of responses. Now, of course, Chris can also personalize this and recommend that John stay at Il Campanile in Tuscany based on his preferences. So with just a few clicks, he gets that email out to his customer, case closed. Now let's switch gears for a moment. Let's check back in with our customer, Amy. Amy has since arrived in Hawaii, and she and her husband are enjoying a beautiful view of the ocean on the lanai. They're watching their kids play in the pool. And as she looks out over the ocean, she realizes, oh no, I've forgotten to book the parasailing lessons that I promised my kids. I am going to be in the mom doghouse if I don't do something immediately. So what does she do? Well, as Bobby said, we don't turn to a manual. We go to our mobile device to look for the answer. So Amy grabs her iPhone and she goes to her Inspirato app. And thanks to the Service Cloud's new technology, companies like Inspirato can embed support right into their mobile apps. And you'll see there's an SOS button right there for Amy to tap on. When she taps on that button, she is immediately connected with her personal vacation advisor back at Inspirato's headquarters. Well, what does her vacation advisor see? Here we're looking at Amy's iPhone on the left, Chris, her personal vacation advisor's agent desktop over on the right. And when Chris accepts that call, he has a mirror image of Amy's iPhone right on his screen. He can see everything that Amy is looking at. So he has all the context about what's going on with her issue and how he can resolve it very quickly. So let's see what happens when Chris picks up that call.
Hey, Amy, this is Chris, your personal vacation advisor.
Wow, Chris, this is so cool. I can see you right on my screen. This is just like the Amazon Mayday button. So I'm in big trouble. I forgot to book parasailing lessons for my kids. They're having a great time here, but they're not going to be happy when they find out. Can you help me out?
Absolutely. All right, I'm going to show you where to go for information on our suggested activities. Go down here and click on this area.
Oh, cool.
That's going to take you down to the suggested activities. So you can scroll up and you can see we have golfing. I know you and your husband are avid golfers. There's also a dolphin experience, which kids love. But one more down and you'll see the parasail adventure. Go ahead and click on that. All right, so here you can see that this is appropriate for ages 6 and up, which fits your family profile. And you can add this to your itinerary yourself, or I can do it for you here.
Oh, that is just wonderful. If you could book us a parasailing adventure for tomorrow around noon, my kids would be forever grateful. Thank you.
Love to. Aloha.
Aloha. So that's a quick look at how companies like Inspirato are envisioning the future of mobile customer service by providing contextual, personalized, and immediate service from any mobile device. Thanks so much, and back to you, Bobby.
Hello, hello, hello. The one thing that I really like about that demo, great demo, by the way, guys. Everyone give a hand to Rob, who's driving the demo, is that the SOS button is just the tip of the iceberg. Amazon had a great vision. Now you can put a help button everywhere with our platform technology, but it's just the tip of the iceberg. Imagine if you had an online concierge that could come online and help your customer, guide them through a purchase. Or if you were a financial institution, you had a broker that could sit side by side, walk your client through and help them make the right investments. So we have another exciting customer. You may have heard of them, Walgreens. Please welcome Lamar Heller, going to talk to us a little bit about how they're using the Service Cloud. Please give Lamar a hand. So Lamar, tell us a little bit about your role and what you do at Walgreens.
Okay, I work in the Customer Care Operations Group, partnering with our IT enterprise groups. We're responsible for the innovation, or technology innovation and strategies to support our contact centers.
Great. So, Lamar, how are you using the Service Cloud and Salesforce? What kind of challenges did you face, and how are you solving them with Service Cloud?
Well, a couple of years ago, we started looking at a strategy of how to centralize contact centers. And as part of that, we realized that we had a lot of different applications that our agents had to use. And then we didn't have a view of, an enterprise view of our customers. So that was our challenge. And so we went out and started looking at options for that. Our HR team was looking for a solution to support our internal employees, and we found out that our sales group was already using Salesforce. And so through that process, we settled on Salesforce as our platform.
And so you're using it for, I understand, prescription transfers, HR. Can you tell us a little bit about how you're using it in specific cases? Yeah,
so as we started looking at that, we had a couple of immediate solves we needed to meet. and one of those was around our bringing in new prescriptions from our competitors. Whenever we looked at that, there was 100% of that process was handled by our pharmacists, which is an expensive resource within our contact center and harder to get.
Not really what they went to school for.
Exactly. So as we looked at that, by bringing in Salesforce, we were able to take and put specific tasks for each one of those separate out those tasks where we could have a technician handle part of it and then a pharmacist handle part of it. Through that process, we're able to reduce the pharmacist's time on that process by over 50%, reducing our costs around 45%, while increasing our throughput even more and being able to better meet our store and customers' expectations of getting that prescription moved over.
That's great. So for Walgreens, Lamar, can you tell us a little bit about where you see the future, where you see yourself going using the Service Cloud, using the platform?
Yeah, I think as we look at this, one of the reasons we chose Salesforce as a platform for this was their capabilities and all the different functionality they bring. So one of the things we want to look at it as a end-to-end service experience. So we've been talking about using mobile. So if somebody starts out on a mobile application and then transfers into the contact center, we'd like our agents then be able to understand what that person was doing that initiated that contact into the contact center, and then be able to see that, as well as being able to see a 360 or a complete enterprise view of the customer, so that they don't have to reach out to multiple times to solve what they need to do within Walgreens.
That's great. Phil, thanks, Lamar. Thanks for joining us today. Please give Lamar a hand. So we talked about transforming your support. We talked about embedding service everywhere. And in the Internet of Customers, every company, no matter how large, no matter how small, no matter what industry, has got to deliver amazing service and make it effortless for their customers. And with Service Platform, you can scale your support instantly and do that. And today, we talked about Service Cloud and a lot of the new features that are out. But Desk.com is our service solution for our smaller and emerging and our growing businesses. It's our turnkey, out-of-the-box solution that can get you up and running overnight. And for our larger customers that need a little more flexibility and more customization, those customers use the Service Cloud. And so we spent some time talking about Service Cloud. I just want to spend a moment to talk about some of the exciting new features we have for Desk.com, and that's our small business intelligence. And that's comprised of our new agent desktop and our business insights. So now we have a single view for agents in Desk.com to help them solve customer support cases across every channel. And just as equally as important, we've got business insights, which are built natively on the platform that give business managers real-time analysis and real-time views into agent performance by channel, by product, and so on. And so to show you one last demo of how one of our customers is using Desk.com, let's take it back to Bridget. Bridget, take it away.
Thank you, Bobby. Hotel Tonight is the world's first mobile-only booking solution that allows customers to make same-day hotel reservations on the go. Now, when the company was first founded, it was their two co-founders that were handling all of their support tickets. But as you can see, they experienced rapid growth, and they realized this wasn't going to be a scalable solution for long. So that's when they turned to Desk.com. Let's jump into the demo and take a look. We'll start this demo today in the role of Holly. Holly is a Hotel Tonight customer. She's also an avid Cubs fan. Do we have any Cubs fans in the audience? A couple? All right. So Holly decided to come into town for the 100th anniversary of Wrigley Field. And it was a spontaneous trip, so when she got to town, she hopped on her Hotel Tonight app and booked what must have been one of the last hotel rooms in the city. So she was able to book her room, but she hasn't received her confirmation yet, saying that she'll have a place to stay, and she's starting to get worried that she's going to have to crash on a friend's couch tonight. Thankfully, service is one touch away. Holly can tap on that help button right in the app and send an email to the Hotel Tonight support team, letting them know about her issue. Well, what happens to Holly's email over at Hotel Tonight? Let's flip over to the agent desktop. So we're logged in here as Patrick. Patrick is an agent at Hotel Tonight, and he uses Desk.com's engagement console to manage his cases and his workload. On the left-hand side of the screen, he uses filters to organize his cases by topic. Right in the middle of the screen, he has a single multi-channel view of all these cases coming in across email, phone, social channels like Facebook and Twitter. Now, when he goes over to his inbox, he sees that right at the top, he has that email from Holly. He also notices that Holly is a VIP customer, so he jumps into action. When he opens up that case detail view, he can see everything he needs to know about Holly. He's also able to pull in information from the Sales Cloud, confirming that yes, in fact, your hotel room was confirmed, but for some reason that email hasn't gone out. So now Patrick has all the information he needs to send an email to Holly, letting her know that she'll have a place to stay. Case closed. When Patrick heads back to his inbox, he notices that his filter for confirmation emails is filling up with a lot of similar cases. And he thinks this might be an indication of a larger issue that they need to take a look at. Thankfully, Desk.com makes it easy for companies to collaborate and escalate these types of issues. So Patrick decides to escalate this to his manager, Catherine. He goes into the next case, he assigns it to Catherine, and adds a note asking her to take a look at what's going on. Now, Catherine's a manager. She's mobile. She's not at her desk all the time, but she uses Desk.com on her iPad. And when she gets that notification, she jumps immediately into Business Insights that Bobby just told us about. Business Insights is Desk.com's native, powerful reporting and analytics platform. Here she can run reports on the different types of cases they're receiving, the different channels these cases are coming in on. But right now she's going to jump into a groups report and see what's going on with her Chicago agents. She notices that her Chicago team is receiving a lot of email cases and they might be having some sort of a capacity issue. So she jumps into action. She goes over to her engagement console. And Catherine uses Desk.com's bulk editing feature to select all those similar cases. She can now use a macro to respond back to these customers. Macros are pre-built responses that allow you to send similar notifications to large groups of customers so that you can scale your support easily. With just a few clicks, Catherine gets that message out to their customers, letting them know that yes, they're aware of the issue and they're taking care of it. Now, when she moves back over to her inbox, she sees right at the top, there's a tweet from Holly, that customer that they just helped out. Holly is thanking Hotel Tonight for their superb customer service and letting them know that she's on her way to her hotel to check in. Those are just a few of the ways that companies like Hotel Tonight are using Desk.com to provide one-touch service to their customers. They're making their agents and their managers more productive with intelligent business tools. And of course, all of this is available in an out-of-the-box solution that scales with your business. Thanks so much, and back to you, Bobby.
Thanks, Bridget. Great job. And thanks, Becca. Everyone thank Becca for our Desk.com demo. So in the Internet of Customers, you need a platform to transform the way you engage with your customers. You need a platform to deliver those amazing customer experiences and make service effortless for your customers. And you need a platform to transform service from a cost center to an opportunity center. And you do that in these three ways: by transforming your support, by embedding service everywhere, and by scaling instantly. And you have to do it, because if you don't, someone else will. So thanks for being here today. Please take a few minutes to give us your feedback. We like to hear from you down at the registration desks, and stop by our campground. There's free t-shirts for everyone. Thanks again, and have a great day.